There is a conference. It's the best KM conference in the United States, and particularly the best conference related to government. No question about that. It's been in business since the year 2000. It's the longest running, and is definitely geared towards government, and it's a well-proven conference. If you're a member of the KM Institute, which you all probably are, and if you aren't, it doesn't cost very much to become a member. No budget, zero cost. You can get a 25% discount on that KM eGov conference, which will save you $250. Talk about an infinite return on your investment. You sign your name for no cost, you save $250 for the taxpayers, for those of you who are government employees. And for the rest of you, you save it and have it go to your shareholders. Yes, sir?
Just a brief plug for a users conference. I got a pitch SharePoint, I guess. There's a SharePoint users group, and we're putting on a users conference at very low cost the last weekend in June. June 27, 28, Friday, Saturday. So if anyone's interested, we had a very successful conference last October. KM Institute helped to promote it for us. If you're interested, just shoot me an email, I'll get the details.
Thank you.
I have one.
Go ahead, Denise.
Yeah, there's the annual storytelling conference in Washington. Will be coming up the week after eGov, and the KM Institute is a co-sponsor. On Thursday night, there'll be a storytelling event. All day Friday will be the event that Steve Denning hosts at the Smithsonian. You can go to stevedenning.com to read about that. And all day Saturday at the 4-H Club will be storytelling workshops focused on knowledge sharing and all different kinds of innovative ways to use storytelling.
Thank you. Tatiana?
Yeah, I want to encourage everybody to go to the webpage of the Knowledge Management Institute, and then the presentations, like the one that we have today and the ones from the previous meetings, are posted there. And that's another example of no budget, because we're using YouTube to put them.
Yeah, now they're instant. You don't have to wait for the download.
Yeah,
It's click on it.
So I encourage you to go there as soon as you get into the webpage, which is kmuinstitute.org. You're going to go to downloads at the very top of the page, and then you're going to find different topics there. I guess it's very important for the people that haven't been able to make it to other meetings before to find information.
In fact, the meetings go all the way back to January of 2006. There's been some outstanding presentations, and it was just overloading our website, but YouTube is free, so we can put hundreds of gigabytes of video out on YouTube.
And it is hundreds of gigabytes.
Pardon?
It's at least hundreds of gigabytes at this point.
Gigabytes
at this point. Yeah.
Okay, I want to make one comment. You're affiliated with Dennis?
Yes, I am.
You have such a powerful story. Could you do that in 2 or 3 minutes?
Sure. He's affiliated with what?
Yeah, I fell in our class this week, Dennis Wagner.
Oh. My name is Fred Butler, and I work for the Health Resources and Services Administration, part of the Department of Health and Human Services. Our knowledge management system is healthdisparities.net. It was created to facilitate quality improvement in community health centers across the nation, of which there are approximately 1,000, serving approximately 16 million patients across the U.S. We started in diabetes, moved to cardiovascular, depression, perinatal. I was the lead for the business case and business case and redesign collaborative, which took all the clinical practices that we were able to accomplish and looked at the operations and were able to transform systems of care so that not only were the physicians empowered to change and to create change in terms of their care teams, but the CFOs and COOs were also enabled to speak freely and think about ideas of change that could facilitate others improving their care for their patients. It was very successful in the clinical disease collaboratives, and we've also been very successful in the organ donation and transplantation collaboratives, and have been able to affect the rates of organ transplantations both here in the United States at our critical access hospitals that are providing these organs, and also in other countries abroad, such as Australia that's been able to increase their donations more than 30% over the last 2 years. It's become a new way of us thinking about how we provide technical assistance and training to many of the organizations that we serve and provide resources to. And it's been a pleasure to manage its growth and to be the program manager.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but organ donor transplants from those people that were able to make donors, like somebody was in an accident and they die suddenly, but if they didn't have a card or somebody wasn't going to harvest those organs, they would just go to waste, so to speak. the rates were less than 50% across the United States. You started your program in less than 3 years, you're up around 69%
That's correct.
of the likely available, I don't know what word you would use to describe, but potential
to be
donors.
transferred.
And how many thousands of lives does that save?
Millions. We proceed and think in terms of over time and thousands each year because of the number of not only individuals but the organs from each of those individuals. It's really also changed a lot of the patient safety practices in many of the hospitals that have changed their processes to facilitate better communication. We are also now starting a patient safety and clinical pharmacy services collaborative where we're using the critical access hospitals in the community health centers, the real parts of the safety net community, to facilitate improvements in patient safety, facilitating the pharmacist as part of the care delivery team, so therefore we're improving the communication, the handoffs of medications between the providers and the pharmacist, and really improving the systems of care to those that are receiving care across many of the providers in our nation.
Thank you very
Sounds
much.
like a bull.
But it's no bull. It's good stuff. When knowledge management can save thousands of lives, you're talking about something very bizarre. Yeah, okay. Any other comments? Eric, anything?
Next chapter meeting, May 14th or 15th.
Okay, next chapter meeting, we're hoping managers in the next few days. I'd like you to just stand up because there's a whole bunch of certified knowledge managers here. They're going to clap for you. Future certified knowledge. And I'd like to thank Tatiana for her great emceeing, and I'm going to get a t-shirt for her, but extra large just doesn't seem like it's going to fit.
Let me thank PPC. Zach's not here, I don't think, but PPC for last minute to use your facility. Thank you very much.
And the
Zach.
buzz presenters.
Yes.
All right, folks, go get them. Sweet squirrels.
The ISIS, I think it's George Washington.